You know, they ask me all the time. Cristiano, who's your biggest rival? And I smile. I give them the diplomatic answer. But today? Today I'm going to tell you the truth. Leo Messi isn't just my rival. He's my enemy. Not in the way you think. Not with hatred. But in the way that drives a man to the absolute edge of what's humanly possible. Let me take you back. 2004, I'm at Manchester United. I'm young, hungry, electric. Sir Alex Ferguson is molding me into something special. I'm on top of the world, winning the Premier League, and I think, this is it. I'm going to be the greatest. Then I hear whispers. Whispers about a kid at Barcelona. A small kid from Argentina. They say he's special. They say he's different. I don't pay attention at first. Why would I? I'm Cristiano Ronaldo. But then I see him play. 2005, Barcelona vs Chelsea. I watched the game. This skinny teenager comes off the bench, and within seconds, I see something that makes my blood run cold. He moves like the ball is attached to his foot by an invisible string. He glides past defenders like they're not even there. And I think to myself, this is going to be a problem. I was right. 2008, I win my first Ballon d'Or. I'm at the peak. Manchester United, Champions League winner, Premier League champion. The world is mine. But then 2009 comes. Leo wins his first Ballon d'Or. Barcelona destroys us in the Champions League final. 2-0, Rome. I still remember every second of that night. The humiliation. The pain. And that's when I realize, this isn't just another player. This is my enemy. Because he represents everything I have to overcome. See, people don't understand. Messi made me question everything about myself. Every single day. When I scored 40 goals, he scored 50. When I won one trophy, he won 3. When I mastered my right foot, he was already a god with his left. He was the one obstacle I could never fully eliminate. 2009, I make the biggest decision of my life. I leave Manchester United. I go to Real Madrid for a world record fee. £80 million. You want to know the real reason I went to Madrid? Messi. Barcelona had just humiliated us. They were the best team in the world. Pep Guardiola's Barcelona. Messi, Xavi, Iniesta. Unstoppable. And I thought, if I'm going to be the greatest, I have to beat them. I have to go to their backyard and destroy them. So begins the greatest rivalry in football history. El Clásico. Real Madrid vs Barcelona. Ronaldo vs Messi. But here's what people don't see. Every El Clásico, I didn't just prepare for Barcelona. I prepared for him. I studied his movements, his patterns, his habits. I needed to know what he would do before he did it. Because every time we played, the world was watching. Every time we played, people were comparing. And I hate being second to anyone. 2011, Copa del Rey final. We lose 1-0. He scores. He dribbles past 3 defenders like they're training cones. I go home that night, and I don't sleep. I train. I run. I lift weights until my muscles scream. Because I refuse to let him be better than me. You know what the worst part was? The Ballon d'Or ceremonies. Year after year. Sitting there in that suit. Fake smile. Applauding. 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, Messi wins. 4 years straight. 4 years of being told I'm second best. I win in 2013, 2014. Finally, the tide is turning. But then 2015, Messi wins again. I'd wake up at 5 a.m. and train. 3,000 sit-ups. Control every single thing I put in my body. I became a machine. All because I refused to let Leo Messi be remembered as better than me. That's why he's my enemy. Not because I hate him. But because he pushed me to become obsessed. Let me tell you about the numbers. Because people love numbers. Every season, it was a race. Who would score more goals? Who would get more assists? Who would win more trophies? I score 60 goals. He scores 73. He wins La Liga. I win the Champions League. I win the Euros with Portugal. He wins the Copa America with Argentina. Back and forth. Back and forth. For 15 years. People created spreadsheets. Databases. Comparison videos. Messi versus Ronaldo, who's better? Millions of videos. Billions of views. Everyone had an opinion. And every time I saw one of those videos, every time someone said Messi was better, it fueled me. It made me work harder. Train longer. Sacrifice more. Because I couldn't accept being second. Here's what makes it so difficult. We're completely different players. Messi? Natural magic. A gift from God. Me? Manufactured greatness. Built through discipline and obsession. He's the artist. I'm the athlete. Barcelona loved him, their La Masia son. Loyal. One club for 17 years. I moved. Manchester to Madrid to Juventus to Al Nassr. Conquering different leagues. Proving myself everywhere. They said I was running from competition. But I was proving I could dominate anywhere. Not dependent on one system. Different paths. Same destination. Both trying to be the greatest of all time. In all these years, all these battles. I've always respected him. Never said a bad word about his ability. Never diminished his achievements. Because I can't. He's that good. And deep down, he respects me too. We've had moments. After matches. Exchanging jerseys. A nod of acknowledgement. Because only we know what it takes. The sacrifice. The pressure. The constant scrutiny for 15 years straight. 2016 Euros. I get injured in the final. We win anyway. Greatest moment of my life. He loses another Copa America final. His fourth loss. We've both experienced the highest highs and lowest lows. When I win, he hurts. When he wins, I hurt. That's the bond of enemies. But you know what makes this rivalry worse? The media. The fans. Social media. They turned it into a war. Team Ronaldo versus Team Messi. Every goal I scored, they compared it to his. Every trophy he won, they used it against me. The debates became toxic. Violent even. Fans fighting in the streets. Death threats. Insults. And for what? Because two players are excellent at football? I see the comments. I see what people say. Penaldo. Tap-in merchant. Finished. It hurts. Of course it hurts. I'm human. But it also motivates me. Because every insult is fuel. Every doubt is motivation. They said I was done at 32. I scored 50 goals that season. They said I couldn't do it without Real Madrid. I won Serie A with Juventus. They said I was finished at 37. I've scored over 50 goals for Al Nassr. And through all of it, there's Messi. Still there. Still performing. Still winning. He wins the World Cup in 2022. At 35 years old. The one trophy that eluded him. The ultimate achievement. And I'm not going to lie to you, that hurt. That really hurt. Because I wanted to win the World Cup. I gave everything for Portugal. But it wasn't meant to be. And watching him lift that trophy in Qatar, seeing the pure joy on his face, part of me was happy for him. Because I know what it means. I know what he sacrificed for that moment. But another part of me died a little. Because in the debate of who's greater, he has the World Cup. And I don't. You want to know the truth? Messi made me better. Without him, I'd still be great. But would I be this great? I don't know. He taught me that talent alone isn't enough. That even when you're born with a gift, you have to nurture it. Protect it. Develop it. He taught me humility. Real humility. Not the fake kind you show in interviews. But the humility of knowing that no matter how good you are, there's always someone just as good pushing you. He taught me that longevity matters. That being great for one season means nothing if you can't sustain it for a decade. 2 decades. We're both in our late 30s now. Still playing. Still scoring. Still relevant. Look at our generation of players. Where are they? Retired. Finished. Forgotten. But we're still here. Still competing. Still refusing to let go. Because neither of us can retire while the other is still playing. Neither of us can give the other the satisfaction of outlasting us. That's what enemies do. They push each other beyond normal human limits. Let me tell you about the victories. Because it wasn't all losses. 2008, I win the Champions League with Manchester United. My first major European trophy. 2014, I win La Decima with Real Madrid. The 10th Champions League. I score in the final. 2016, I win the Champions League again. Score the winning penalty in the shootout against Atletico Madrid. 2017, I win the Champions League again. Back to back. Something Barcelona never did with Messi. 2018, I win the Champions League with Real Madrid. Three-peat. Historic. Unprecedented in the modern era. 5 Champions Leagues. He has 4. And the Euros. 2016, we beat France in Paris. In their home. I don't even finish the match because of injury, but we win. Portugal's first ever major trophy. That summer, while I'm celebrating, he's crying on a field in America. 4th final loss with Argentina. Those moments are everything. Because in our rivalry, every victory is sweeter knowing he lost. And every loss is more bitter knowing he won. People don't see the psychological warfare. Every interview. Every press conference. Messi is a great player. We push each other. I have respect for him. All true. But also calculated. Never show weakness. He does the same. Never takes the bait. Stays humble in public. That's his weapon. Makes people love him. Makes them think he's the nice guy and I'm the arrogant one. But I know the truth. Behind that humble exterior is a killer. Just as obsessed. Just as driven. We're the same. We just show it differently. Now we're both in our late 30s. The vultures are circling. They're finished. Past their prime. Time to retire. Messi goes to Miami. MLS. Some say he's semi-retired. Playing against weaker opposition. I'm in Saudi Arabia. Al Nassr. Same criticism. They can't cut it in Europe anymore. But you know what? I don't care anymore. I've proven everything. Multiple leagues. Multiple countries. Multiple Champions Leagues. I'm 39 years old, and I'm still scoring 50 goals a season. Still breaking records. Still showing kids half my age how it's done. And he's doing the same in America. Still magical. Still winning trophies. Still making it look easy. People want us to fade away gracefully. Retire. Become ambassadors. Do punditry. But we can't. Not while the other is still playing. Because the rivalry doesn't end until we both decide it ends. What will they remember? When we're both retired. When we're old men watching the next generation. The goals? The trophies? The Ballon d'Ors? Or the rivalry? The fact that 2 players from the same era pushed each other to levels nobody thought possible? I want them to remember me as the most complete player ever. Someone who conquered every league. Someone who refused to accept limits. But I know that no matter what I achieve, they'll compare it to him. And everything he achieves will be compared to me. We're linked forever. In history books. In documentaries. In debates that will continue long after we're gone. And maybe that's okay. Maybe being someone's greatest rival is the ultimate compliment. So why is Messi my biggest enemy? Because he represents every doubt I've ever had about myself. Because he's the one person I can never fully defeat. Because no matter how many goals I score, trophies I win, records I break, there he is. Still there. Still excellent. He's the voice in my head at 5 a.m. when I'm training. He's the reason I don't eat birthday cake. He's the reason I can't retire. Can't slow down. Can't accept aging. Because being Cristiano Ronaldo means being compared to Leo Messi. Every single day. I'm tired. Tired of the comparisons. Tired of the debates. But I can't stop. Because stopping means admitting he was better. And I'll never do that. So Messi is my enemy. Not because I hate him. But because he made me obsessed with perfection. He made me sacrifice everything. Made me become a machine instead of a man. But he also made me legendary. And when it's all over, when we're both retired, I'll probably call him. Have a drink. Laugh about it all. Because only he understands what this rivalry cost us. What it gave us. Until then, he's my enemy. My rival. My mirror. My motivation. The man who made me realize that greatness isn't about being the best. It's about being the best against the best. And Leo Messi? He's the best I've ever faced. That's why he's my biggest enemy. And also, why I'm grateful for him. Thank you, Leo. For making me legendary. I'll see you in history. Subscribe, guys.